to my own parade. My heart don't beat any other way. You do you and I'll do me. I'ma do my own thing. I'ma do me. I'ma do my own thing. Hey, na, na, na. I said, hey, I'm no good. I'ma do my own thing. I'ma do me. Hey, na, na, na. I said, hey, I'm no good. I'ma do my own thing. I'ma do me. I'ma do my own thing. I'ma do my own thing. I'ma do. It's been 10 years on this pavement, and I finally caught a dream. If I'm honest, it's a terrifying thing. 'Cause I feel crazy taking pictures, hearing 1,000 people scream. This is a lot for an Oklahoma kid like me. It chased me down outside of Georgia, and I was sure that I was done. Something in me would not turn around and run. I heard Lord in California, and I remembered who I was when I learned to dance with the fear that I'd been running from. Yeah. And I've been scared to death of failing, scared that I'd look like a fool. And I'd rather quit than risk that I could lose. And I'm not proud of that position, no, but it's the hand that I've been dealt. But as far as I'm concerned, that hand can go to hell. Oh, yeah. It chased me down outside of Georgia, and I was sure that I was done. Something in me would not turn around and run. Oh, oh. Heard Lord in California, and I remember who I was when I learned to dance with the fear that I'd been running from. Oh, oh, yeah. No, I won't run away. No, I am not afraid. I was down outside of Georgia, so sure that I was done. But something in me would not turn around and run. Heard the Lord in California, and I remembered who I was when I learned to dance with the fear that I'd been running from. Learned to dance with the fear that I'd been running from. Played a lot of you might win it. It's like 25 the lives that you bust out of prison. Something's in the air, something's in the air. It's like that feeling when you're just about to kill it. Take your last shot, you know you're gonna hit it. Something's in the air, something's in the air. Whoa. Something big, I feel it happening out of my control. Pushing, pulling, and it's grabbing me. Feel it in my bones like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. something big, I feel it happening. Oh, whoa, 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 something big. Whoa, yeah, yeah. If we stomp our feet, the ground will shake. If we clap our hands, the walls will break. Yo, so loud, won't forget our names. Cause something big is happening. Take this spark and start a fire. Raise this up, we're feeling high. They can't tell us anything. Something big is happening. You think I feel it happening out of my control. Pushing, pulling, and it's grabbing me. Feel it in my bones like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something big is happening. Whoa, 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 whoa. Something big, I feel it happening. Oh. I should move, cause New York is getting muddy out. There's LA, but it's always kinda sunny out. And I don't wanna hurt no more. So I set my bar real low. I'm A-okay, I'm A-okay. You say it, but you just don't mean it. You're so insane, you're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. But I'm way less sad. But I'm way less sad. I wake up and I'm not so mad at Twitter now. Living sucks, but it's sucking just a little now. And I don't wanna cry no more. So I set my bar real low. I'm A-okay, I'm A-okay. You say it, but you just don't mean it. You're so insane, you're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. I may be wrong, I may be wrong. It's stupid, but it's all I have. Don't you love it, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad. Well, I can't fall asleep and I'm losing my mind. Cause it's 3:30 and my brain's on fire. I've been counting sheep, but the sheep all died. And I'm trying too hard, but I can't not try. Well, I can't fall asleep and I'm losing my mind. Cause it's 3:30 and my brain's on fire. I've been counting sheep, but the sheep and my brain's on fire.
Attention, Mountaineer family. The commencement ceremony is about to begin. At this time, please locate the nearest emergency exit. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices, and turn your attention to the outstanding students who are the focus of this day. This is their moment to shine, so please give them and their many accomplishments your full attention. Now, let's get ready to welcome our graduates. Other electronic devices, and turn your attention to the outstanding students.
For 153 years, West Virginia University has been graduating talented leaders who make our world a better place. Today, we celebrate the May 2023 graduates who continue that legacy. Please welcome the candidates for graduation from the West Virginia University Reed College of Media, led by Assistant Dean of Online Programs Chad Mezzera and Journalism Program Chair Emily Corio. candidates for graduation from the West Virginia University Reed College of Media, led by Assistant Dean of Online Programs, Chad Mezeran, and Journalism Program Chair, Emily Corio. And now, please welcome members of the Platform Party. Reed College of Media Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs, Gina Martino-Dalga, and Program Chairs and Faculty of the Reed College of Media. Faculty Senate Chair-elect and Clinical Assistant Professor Frankie Tack. Scott Widmeyer, honorary degree recipient and today's commencement speaker. Reed College of Media Dean, Diana Martinelli. University Marshal Brenda Pruitt, a WVU Extension agent carrying the university baton. And Marianne Reed, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. University Marshal Brenda Pruitt, a WVU Extension agent carrying the university baton. And Marianne Reed, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem and remain standing for the singing of our alma mater. You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium WVU Reed College of Media Dean Diana Martinelli.
Good morning and joyful welcome to our students, your families and friends, our faculty and staff, and a special welcome to our Provost and College of Media faculty member, Mary Ann Reed, and to today's honored guest, Mr. Scott Widmine. Good morning. Graduates, your long nights of study, early morning classes, meetings with faculty, questions for staff, all around hard work, perseverance, and determination have led to this day. And as you reflect on your college experience, it's important to recognize the encouragement, love, and sacrifice of those who have helped you to reach this milestone. So would our graduating students, families, and friends please stand so we may recognize you and your contributions to these students' achievement. And graduates, let us also reflect on the time you've spent with our faculty, who have also encouraged you, but no doubt challenged you, cultivating your intellect and nurturing you to think critically and creatively about our professions and about the world. Everyone, please join me in recognizing our outstanding faculty for their dedication, talents, and mentorship of these students. You know, students, as we, faculty and staff, reflect on our time with you, we also recognize that you have influenced us with your ideas, your energy, your feedback, your very presence. You have made us better teachers, better professionals, and better people, and we will miss you. But we are so excited for you as you join our long line of alumni who are making significant contributions in industries around the world. In this next phase of your life, we are confident that you too will be agents of positive change in your communities, helping people to make informed decisions and highlighting solutions to society's complex problems through ethical and accurate communications, be that through news media or through nonprofit, corporate, government, agency, sports, or entertainment settings. You have overcome many obstacles to be here, and no doubt you will face many more along your way. Take heart in knowing we are in your corner and that your College of Media experience has prepared you to face these challenges with curiosity, knowledge, skills, compassion, and courage. So, do good work, encourage others, and remember that you'll always have a home among the hills here at West Virginia University. We cannot wait to hear of the great things you will do. Congratulations, class of 2023. We cannot wait to hear of the great things you will do. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Good morning, everyone. What a fabulous day. We are so glad to be here with you today. We're also glad to be here to celebrate one of our most distinguished alums. Would Scott Widmeyer please step forward to join us for the presentation, and Dean Martinelli. What a fabulous day. We're so glad to be here. Scott Widmeyer is a national leader in public relations and strategic communications and a wonderful friend to the Reed College of Media. Over the course of his distinguished career, he has provided communications and strategic counsel to top decision makers, from presidents and governors to cabinet secretaries, CEOs, and college presidents. A native of Martinsburg and a graduate of the then P.I. Reed School of Journalism, Scott began his professional career as a rookie reporter for the Charleston Daily Mail. He later served as press secretary to Governor Jay Rockefeller and held similar positions with President Jimmy Carter, the late Vice President Walter Mondale, the late Congresswoman Geraldine Ferraro, and the late Albert Shanker. Does this mean you're old? Scott launched Widmeyer Communications in 1988, and he grew it to become one of the largest independent PR firms in the country, with a focus on education, health, public affairs, and crisis management. In 2013, in its largest acquisition to date, Finn Partners acquired the Widmeyer Agency, where Scott continues to serve as a founding managing partner. Scott's deep commitment to making a difference is evidenced in his board service and his philanthropy. Scott now chairs the George Washington University School of Media and Public Affairs National Council, and he holds seats on the boards of Womanheart, the Leadership Academy, the Country Roads Angel Network, the Stubblefield Institute for Civil Political Communications, St. Gregory's Episcopal Church, the Catskill Mountain Foundation, and the Education Writers Association. And I'm probably missing a few as well. Scott also chaired the visiting committee of the Reed College for many years, and he headed the school's capital campaign. He formerly chaired the LGBTQ Victory Fund. Scott and his late parents, Doug and Ruth Ann, have long been supporters of the Reed College, where they endowed the Widmeyer Professorship of Public Relations, the first such named professorship in the country and currently held by Dean Martinelli. Additionally, the family has provided scholarship support to hundreds of students, including those who are the most financially challenged. Scott is also committed to bridging cultural divides. After witnessing the divisiveness that permeates our nation, In 2017, Scott helped launch and fund an ongoing joint reporting project between journalism students at WVU and GW in Washington, D.C. The students worked together to report on critical topics that impact both rural and urban residents, including the opioid epidemic, energy policy, and communities underserved by media deserts. Scott holds honors in many circles, including being named a David Rockefeller Fellow and receiving PR Week's Diversity Distinction Award. He has been inducted into the National PR News Hall of Fame and named a Distinguished West Virginian by then Governor Bob Wise. Here at WVU, Scott has received the P.I. Reed Achievement Award and has been inducted into the WVU Academy of Distinguished Alumni. As an innovator, a passionate leader of his profession, and a person dedicated to giving back, he is a role model for our graduates. Scott Widmeyer, on this day, May 12, 2023, in recognition of your distinguished career, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. With all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. This is your Let's get you right there. And let me introduce to the podium Scott Widmeyer.
Thank you. And let me first begin by acknowledging Provost Reed, Dean Martinelli, the esteemed faculty, the graduates. We wouldn't be here today if we're here today because of you. I also want to acknowledge the alums in the audience today, friends and family. I'm deeply appreciative of this honorary degree. I thank the university for preparing me along the way for my career. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for this university and for the Reed College of Media. And I know that you're going to follow in those footsteps in your own way. My parents aren't here today because they passed away several years ago, but they prepared me along the way, and they gave me the encouragement that I needed, and they also encouraged me never to leave anyone behind. And I know that what you have gained in the knowledge here at the College of Media, you will take that philosophy with you as you go forward. So let me dig into my remarks for commencement today. This has been quite a week here at the university. The university has been in the national spotlight this week. But today, we are here to turn the spotlight on you. This is your commencement. This is your day. And by your, we mean all of you here. Regardless of who you are, WVU has taken great strides this week in acknowledging that all of us, including those of us who are LGBTQ, are welcome here. We are welcomed on this campus. So let's go Mountaineers. Let's go all Mountaineers. You worked really hard to get to this point, and this is only the beginning. Much more lies ahead for you. Your class, the 2023 class, is truly the COVID-19 class. Yeah, Many of you began your college studies in 2019 only to have them significantly disrupted by a pandemic that swept our world. In March 2020, you were leaving campus and returning to your home community because none of us knew then how COVID was going to play out. From lockdowns that meant little to no social interaction with your classmates, your friends, your teachers, to remote learning that typically did not measure up to the in-person learning environment that you were accustomed to. These were times that tested all of us, but they probably tested you as well as your professors more than any of us. Every generation is confronted with challenges of one kind or another. The challenges of my generation, and specifically the timing of my college days here at WVU, were framed by the Vietnam War, Watergate, civil rights battles, pay equity for women, the 1973 Supreme Court Roe v. Wade decision, the Buffalo Creek disaster in Logan County that killed 125 people, record high inflation at the time that approached 20%, and the OPEC oil embargo that created huge lines at the gas pump. Let's fast forward to your generation, where we are today, and let's observe where things stand today. Many of the same concerns that we confronted in the 1970s are still front and center in 2023. Broadly, those issues remain tied to the economy, equity, energy, and rights for so many in our society who have been forgotten, ignored, and left behind. I have dedicated a lot of my time and my energy over the decades to tackle these pervasive problems. And yes, we have made some gains, but we have failed at times. And in many places, we are losing the ground we fought so hard to gain. Coach Huggins' comments this week remind us of how easy it is to slip back into demonizing the marginalized and disadvantaged. Texas Governor Abbott's comments about immigrants following their deaths a few weeks back in yet another mass shooting is another example of how fragile the rights of so many are. I know that during your time here at the Reed College of Media, your studies have been linked to a set of guiding principles. Dean Martinelli touched on those. Those principles are collaboration, innovation, relevance, and curiosity. I urge you to keep those characteristics front and center in all that you pursue in the days ahead. No matter where your career path takes you, remember that as communicators, writers, creators, journalists, we must all adhere to truth-telling and ensuring that all voices are heard. The Bobby Huggins situation is a case study in how all sectors of the media, journalists, PR practitioners, strategists, creative folks, we all have critical roles to play. Clearly, we as professionals have an obligation to be truth tellers. That's what you gained in your lessons and your learning here at the university. We certainly saw all of this play out in recent days here in Morgantown. My compliments to the communications team at WVU this week. They helped guide the university through its response in the Huggins matter. Their job is not done. In the coming weeks and months, their job will be to stay on top of the very public-facing side of this controversy by keeping the public informed on how Coach Huggins is meeting the terms laid out by WVU and agreed to by Coach Huggins around condemning hate, learning from one's mistakes, and providing support for our marginalized communities. As 21st century journalists and communicators, the future of the world, the nation, the state of West Virginia, your local community is depending on you. In fact, these interwoven communities stand ready for the assist that you can bring them with your energy, your inquiring minds, and tapping fully into the assets of everything you've learned here. A verse from Ephesians in the New Testament of the Bible aptly sums up the responsibility that you carry as you go forward. I was reminded of this verse a few weeks back when I was in church one day. The quote goes, "Live as children of light, for the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them, for it is shameful even to mention what such people do secretly. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, for everything that becomes visible is light." The economist, sociologist, and historian Jerome Roos writes about how our world today is cast adrift. He says, like a rudderless ship in a terrible storm. He references this period we're living in as, quote, an age of upheaval. I think we can all agree on that. But we should not view the age of upheaval as a bad thing. Your graduating class is a symbol of hope. Your graduating class represents aspiration. It represents perseverance. And each one of you developed and sharpened important skills that will position you to be ambassadors of truth-telling. Unfortunately, there are some in today's society who are not approaching this period of upheaval so well. Is change something to be feared? I don't think so. And I'm betting that most of you don't fear change. 19th century historian Jacob Burckhardt referred to the great upheavals in history as, quote, genuine signs of vitality that clear the ground of discredited ideas and decaying institutions. A period of crisis, he wrote, is, quote, to be regarded as a new nexus of growth. His words of 200 years ago certainly ring true today. As we work on this new nexus of growth, I encourage all of us to bring civil discourse to our discussions and our daily lives. Rage and bullying are losing equations. We win when we all sit down and talk things through. Communications is key. Communications is the bridge that can do that. And I hope you will take that with you into your professional careers. There's a long list of critical matters that confront us today. I'll touch on a few, starting first with the news media. Too many communities today no longer have a strong daily newspaper or a local radio or TV station to cover the important things happening in government, our schools, and in our community organizations. Since 2004, more than 2,000 newspapers have vanished in the United States, and newsroom employment has dropped 57%. When this happens, we see our democracy challenged. I am reminded of the motto the DA followed for 30+ years that began when I was editor in the mid-1970s. Our motto was, "Little good is accomplished without controversy, and no civic evil is overcome without publicity." Not only are traditional jobs in journalism eroding, the safety of those who work in the media are threatened. At this very moment, Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich is being held in a Russian jail for just doing his job, covering the news. And in 2022, we saw 67 journalists die doing their job covering news around the world. And just 5 years ago, nearby in Annapolis, Maryland, a mass shooting occurred in the newsroom of the Capital Gazette, killing 5 staffers. And in today's political world, we see one-party, supermajority rule running rampant in a large number of states. And when this happens, the voices of many are trampled. We are witnessing this in state after state around important issues, from choice to education to LGBTQ rights to home rule and gun safety. We see too many politicians who've taken the word woke and used it to build out a cacophony of mistruths and distortions. As part of our quest to forge through this period of upheaval, we must take on the task of being architects for the future. Yes, you too, as communicators and journalists, can be architects for the future. Let's ask ourselves, what do we want to rebuild? Where do we need to rethink? One area for a rebuild, rethink, is here with higher education. The American higher ed system has produced huge swaths of talent and genius over the decades, harnessing advances in medicine, education, public health, the arts, energy, technology, and more. As the state's land-grant institution and one of only 146 institutions in the U.S. classified as R1 doctoral universities, WVU is noted for their very high research activity. WVU is clearly a standout institution. However, today, many question how college tuitions have spiraled out of control, jumping 144% in the past 20 years, far greater than the rate of inflation. And to add further salt to the wound, the average starting salary for a college graduate is not keeping up. It has only gone up about 25% over the past 10 years. Much of the tuition increases that have occurred in many states have reduced their funding, while state legislatures have reduced their funding support for higher education. In West Virginia, the state legislature in the past 10 years has reduced funding by more than 25%. Next door in Pennsylvania, the cuts are even greater, 34%. Now is the time for the best minds, your minds, to come together and lay out a new roadmap, a new model for 21st century higher education, one that continues to embrace the significance of the liberal arts, but one that rethinks cost and value and how colleges can be more smartly linked to the communities that they operate in so that all citizens derive benefit. I am confident that WVU will be a leader in this rethinking, and they will need your help. There are other areas that need our attention as architects. We need to build out a new energy economy that addresses the challenges and the upheaval being brought on by climate change. We need to respect the rights and values of everyone. We don't live in a one-size-fits-all world. And as I've already noted, we can't ever think we're done. Rights must be protected, even when they're gained. You never know when they're going to go away. We need to make sure that our communities are protected from gun violence. So far, we are not doing a very good job on that. We need to remind everyone that as good citizens, we must protect the First Amendment against censorship. I hope that you'll be part of that crusade, whether you are a working journalist, a strategic communicator, working in sports adventure, or some new developing sectors of communications. The Reed College of Media and its predecessor, the P.I. Reed School of Journalism, have been graduating journalists and strategic communicators since 1939. That makes your class the 84th to be granted bachelor's and master's degrees. Congratulations. Your studies at the Reed College of Media have been purpose-driven, one that is linked to a robust, independent media, which is fundamental to a democratic society in which individuals are empowered as critical thinkers, creative problem solvers, and engaged citizens. Please, 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 take the spirit of Reed and the spirit of us as mountaineers with you as you launch your future. And in doing so, never forget how all of this began and the many tasks and challenges that we have. Our state of West Virginia and our country is counting on all of us, but even more so relying on you, because you bring that requisite energy, intellect, and motivation to overcome obstacles when they get in our way, and to always remind ourselves of Martin Luther King Jr. and his message, quoting that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. In closing, we are gathered here today to celebrate you, to celebrate this major life moment, this monumental milestone. You have taken many paths to get here today, both in class, online through the IMC program, and to get here today, many people have helped to guide you. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, teachers, mentors, many others in your community. Please, let's take time right now to thank all of those who have been by your side. In closing, keep traveling down that highway of life and don't allow yourself to be detoured from the truth and truth-telling. I leave you with this inspirational piece from Maya Angelou, quoting, "We, this people, on a small and lonely planet, traveling through casual space, past aloof stars, across the way of indifferent suns, to a destination where all signs tell us it is possible and imperative that we learn a brave and startling truth." Thank you again, and again, congratulations. I, like you, feel a sense of accomplishment, but with that accomplishment comes a sense of responsibility. Let's go, Mountaineers. Thank you.
We now present the students who fulfill the requirements for graduation from the West Virginia University Reed College of Media. We now present the students who fulfill the requirements for graduation from the West Virginia University Reed College of Media. Now presenting the candidates for Master of Science in Data Marketing Communications. Marilyn Espinal. Congratulations to the Master of Science in Data Marketing Communications graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Master of Science in Digital Marketing Communications. Latifa Aqua. Julia Nicole Aloisi. Nicole Bernard. Madeline Carruthers. Alexandra Davis. Allison Keaton. Morgan Sherwood. Rachel Stark. Larissa Usher. Congratulations to the Master of Science in Digital Marketing Communications graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Master of Science in Integrated Marketing Communications. David Ambrose. Gina Amsalem. Kevin Black. Jalen K. Bolliard. Alexandria Liz Britt. Brooke Buchanan. Brianna K. Clark. Riley Colbank. Lindsay Fanning. Quenisha Fullington. Alyssa Renee Hansroth. Misty Dawn Jackson. Colin Joy. Charity Leanne Junkins. Jennifer Walsh Lankford. Marissa A. Lamar. Rebecca Lynn Rhodes Manier. Chloe Nelson. David Pitlick. Josephine Pride. Morgan Reveal. Nelson Robert Robinson IV. Shamaria Roberts. Elantra Robinson McNeil. Rachel Sarah Rudd. Joyita Sarkar. Russell Matthew Scalf. Brianna Schutte. Blake Smith. Marissa Nicole Watson. Amber Witzleben. Charlotte Love Williams Yenny. Congratulations to the Master of Science in Integrated Marketing Communications graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Master of Science in Journalism. Nicholas Kratzis. Aaron Dickens. Madison Bailey Hall. Urshad Komal Khan. Sean McAllister. Tolu Olasaji. Abigail Renee Riggs. Jade Ruggieri. Madison Ray Erse. Rihanna Christine Wethy. Congratulations to the Master of Science in Journalism graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Arts in Game Design and Interactive Media. Tess Schwinhui Barnhart. Isaiah Forsyth. Madalena Johnson. Mia Larkin. Nathan Adrian Graham Lawson. Julia Nicole Matthews. Bailey Anna McCord. Arden Claire Miner. Kayla Rogers. Megan Elizabeth Shears. James Sullenberger. Jessica Renee Toothman. Brian Weirs. Clancy Alexander Brown Wells. Congratulations to the Bachelor of Arts in Game Design and Interactive Media graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Media Studies. Emiliana Margaret Bowman. Paige Castile. Libby Kloster. Jesse Stephen Delaney. Daniel Farina. Zamora Market Maestra. Emma Miller. Annabelle Milne. Nicholas Noel Nunez. Natalie Winter. Congratulations to the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Media Studies, graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Science in Journalism, Advertising, and Public Relations. Logan Adams. Lainey Bodette. Danielle Beislein. Grace Campbell. Alexander Casto. Anthony Sinelli. Kennedy Elizabeth D'Antoni. Matthew Dale Daniels. Dominique Marie DeVivo. Carson Riley Deal. Jessica Danielle Deal Hauer. Angelica DiGiovanni. Alexa Storm Doyle. Piper Fanning. Sarah Freight. Kiera Noel Freeman. Nicholas Gallio. Audrey Nicole Godet. Brittany Jean Holt. Sophia Hadanek. Carson Jean Keaton. Shay Lally. Casey Elizabeth Lance. Ray Francis Lapointe III. Bianca Leonard. Stephen Lovato. Benjamin Levine. Matthew Lewis. Peyton Elise Litton. Lucas Lopes. Molly Malacarney. Ava Mancini. Caitlin McClung. Paige Marie McElroy. Kevin Miller. Taylor Moores. Zoe Nonnenberg. Cheyenne Oaks. Tori Palladino. Shelby Paproth. Jillian Payton. Evan Garrett Potts. Parker Matthew Roberts. Tyler Porter. Chase Douglas Robinson. Morgan Robinson. Kiana Veronica Rodriguez. Max Russell. Stephen Francis Santovisi. Brittany Faye Saunders. Emma Schwartzmiller. Cameron Elizabeth Scott Van Duzen. Marion Grace Sears. Ryan Chateau. Nicholas Michael Slavin. Kayla Stein. Haley Welts. Evan Nicholas White. Thomas Williams. Maddie Weyerbach. Emma Wood. Emily Yoder. Congratulations to the Bachelor of Science in Journalism, Advertising, and Public Relations graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Science in Journalism, William Charles Arnett. Rayanne Mackenzie Beckner. Rory O'Neill Bazance. Gabriella Bowl. Ethan David Bach. Maya Boggs. Lara Bonatesta. Blake Bowers. Dylan Bryant. L. Laureen Colbert. Christian Crone. Zach DeLuca. Francis Egan. Gianna Ellison. Isabella Gallo. Vladimir Chavert Garcia. Jack William Hamrick. Jake Howard. Maxwell Ion. Brenton Mitchell Johnson. Emily Kessler. McKenna Ray Lysifer. Spencer Mackey. Jared McGann. Jessica Isabella Meyer. Margaret Rose Oliverio. Alexa Richardson. Wesley Rao. Christina Rufo. Matthew Sarber. Lauren Elizabeth Saxauer. Garrett Spikes. Trenton Nathaniel Strait. Hope Talbert. Katie Wolfhope. Congratulations to the Bachelor of Science in Journalism, journalism graduates of 2023. Now presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Science in Journalism, Sports and Adventure Media. Natalie Andreev. Stephen Bergman. Jordan Gillis. Michael Lawrence Gorley II. Christian Herger. Alexander Bailey Johnson. Taryn Edward Malone. Matthew Natriello. Andrew Nagowski. Shaheen Nurzai. Lauren Elizabeth O'Brien. Bryce O'Leary. Chloe Paw. John Rayleigh. David Jonathan Rowe. Daniel Schuster. Adam C. Madison Simmons. Patrick Strong.
Congratulations.
Bailey Marie Tucker. Provost Reed, this concludes the presentation of the candidates for graduation.
Again, good morning. Will the degree candidates from the Reed College of Media please rise? What an absolute thrill it is to be here today to celebrate you, our May 2023 WVU Reed College of Media graduating seniors. Today, each of you stands on the cusp of your future, and you are ready to embark on a new journey, one that will take you farther than you can ever imagine. You're probably excited right now, maybe a little scared, but don't let your fear of the unknown paralyze you. Get started, get moving, take chances, and if you hit a roadblock, be willing to change course and find another way. And remember, there is always another way. Be confident in who you are and the strength that lies within. You've already met and overcome so many challenges, including a global pandemic. Your experience has made you resilient and adaptive and has strengthened your resolve. You have shown grit in the face of adversity. But I also hope that you've gained empathy, realizing how important it is to be kind to yourself and to others who may also be struggling. Life can be hard, but it can be an absolute joy, especially when you make connections, open your heart to others, and find purpose and meaning in your work. Just remember, the journey is just as important, if not more important, than the destination. You need to be in the moment, pay attention, and open yourself to opportunity that may take you to unexpected and wonderful places. You are ready and you are well equipped. Your WVU degree will open doors for you and provide a strong foundation for the future. Wear your flying WV with pride. We are so proud of you and your success. We've enjoyed our time with you, and we will miss you terribly. But remember, no matter how far you roam, repeating what Dean Martinelli said, you will always have a place at West Virginia University, and we remain your home among the hills. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. As West Virginia University's newest graduates, bachelors, you may move your tassels to the left side of your cap as a symbol of your achievement. Congratulations, May 2023, College of Media graduates.
Please remain standing. Graduates, university marshals will release you in an orderly manner after the platform party exits the floor.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Missed a taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday, Lord, yesterday. Country roads, take me home. to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.